This time on Andy's Motorcycle Obsessions, we start to delve into the issues with my badly neglected 1996 900 Super Sport. G'day everybody, welcome back. I've been a little bit incapacitated. This nasty looking item is designed to spread seals. It's actually specifically designed to spread this particular seal. This one's actually a torn, broken one, but the idea is that it goes down over the top of this seal spreader and fits over a poppet valve on a wine bottle filler. I made this a year and a half ago, I suppose, just for that very purpose, and I managed to bury it into my right hand, right into the palm of my hand. It went all the way in, leaving about 3 millimeters poking out of the palm that I was able to grab and extract. Now it's healing up really nice. The hand's still very sore, but the entry wound is quite insignificant. This is where it went in. It made it all the way through to the skin in the back, but it didn't come out the back. So that was a dumb workplace injury, but it is sore. I managed to miss all the tendons and everything, so that's a good thing. But I'm keen to start on this bike. It's going to take quite a bit of time. I think the motor's coming out. Well, I know the motor's coming out. We're going to have to tear it down and assess what the issues are with it. And it's not going to be cheap, so I'm going to have to save up money and do it progressively. A bit of a backstory: this bike has never been 100%. It's right from the day I bought it. I purchased it off a guy in Launceston. I drove all the way up there with folding cash in my pocket, because it was a 900 Super Sport in very good condition, at least aesthetically. The photographs, it looked really nice, with a claimed, I think it had 12,000 original kilometres or something like that. It's got about 21,000 now, nearly 22,000. So anyway, I shot up there, pocket full of cash, and I went into this guy's garage, and he had two Ducatis. One was a monster. It was a tricolour monster, beautiful looking bike, and this one. And they were both living in humidity cribs. So he had them in these igloos that were humidity controlled. So, you know, straight away you're thinking, oh, there's no worries about this bike's good. Then we dragged it out and tried to start it, and the bike wouldn't start. It would not start for love nor money. It was popping and banging and backfiring. I kind of had an idea in my head what it might have been. I didn't want to reveal my cards, because for me that was a bargaining chip, and I was able to get the bike a little bit cheaper than what he'd advertised it for, based on the fact that I couldn't even get it to run while we were up there. My suspicions were right. The spark plugs were bass-ackward, so he had the plug leads on the wrong plugs and it wouldn't fire. But I think, I remember thinking at the time, geez, I hope he doesn't do any damage, because it was really backfiring badly. Anyway, got the bike home, got it running, but it's always burnt oil. It's always had a smoky exhaust. Well, since I've got it anyway, it's had a smoky exhaust. It seems to run okay, but yeah, it's always that, particularly on a trailing throttle, so it would puff plumes of smoke out the back of the exhaust while you were decelerating. So it's going to be sealing the heads off. It'll need new guides, valve work, etc. I was taking it to work a couple of months ago, and I fired the bike up. It sounded a bit funny. I drove out the driveway, turned right, got about 100 metres, and it just sounded like crap. So I thought, turn around. I got to stop riding this bike, turn it around, take it home, took basket case to work. My initial thoughts were that it was something far more sinister than just an engine running issue. But the other day when I put this up on the lift, I started the bike up, and it just sounds to me like it's just running on one cylinder. So what I want to achieve today is I'm going to pop this fairing off and we'll have a bit of a look, try and establish whether or not it's just misfiring on one cylinder, whether we've got a problem with compression. So we'll do a compression test on the bike, and we'll go from there. So I just want to get some initial thoughts. I'm not going to be turning spanners too much at the moment until my hand gets a bit better, but at least today I want to have a sticky beak behind the veil and see what we can find out. Okie dokie, I'm going to pull the spark plugs out, see if we've got any spark. I suspect it's actually the horizontal cylinder that's giving me grief. Just because, hunch, I guess. And what have we got? Oh my God! Jesus. Oh man, that's bad. Yep, not good. Now let's pop the other one out and see what that's like. Not as bad, but it's not good. I don't know whether you can see. It's very oily. Okay. What I'll do now is I'll just probably plug the two spark plugs in and see if we've got any spark, and we'll go from there. Alright, contact. I've got some sort of a spark running around it. Okay, let's have a look at plug number 1. Oh, sorry, horizontal cylinder. Nothing. Little tiny glimmer of a spark, but there's no spark there. That plug is cactus. Let's plug in the plug from the vertical cylinder and see if that sparks. Yeah, the plug leads are working, but the plugs are cactus. Too much oil build-up. Given the amount of oil build-up there, I'm tipping that that's all on the back of the valves too, and the valves are probably riding slightly. Well, let's do a compression test. Oh, the plugs look like crap. What we're looking for is between 120 and 160 psi. I think the minimum's about 116, something like that. Wide open throttle. Ignition on. Wide open throttle. And we've got 110 in the vertical cylinder. Let's see what the horizontal cylinder has to offer. Um, 110. So I guess the good news is they're both the same. They're a little bit down on what is recommended by, according to the Ducati manual. So, I mean, that's quite possible that it's valves. But we'll know more when we get it apart. There was a cock-up I did some time ago. I probably should put my hand up for. I lost one of the little collets that hold the closing shim on the Ducati some time ago, and I didn't have a spare one here at the time, so I ordered one from Gowan Lock Ducati, and they arrived sometime later. But at the time, I thought I just want to get the bike going, and I went and found a spring with the same diameter wire and similar radius, and I cut it down and I made a collet for it. I fitted it into the horizontal cylinder from memory, and the idea was that when the proper ones arrived, I'll replace it. I never did replace it. It's been running in there ever since. I was concerned that I might have dropped the valve. I don't think that's the case. There isn't any noise. It's not clunking. The fact that it was running on one cylinder, I think, that day I tried to take to work made me believe that something, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, oh God, I should have replaced that. So let that be a lesson to you. But I'm pretty confident that when we delve into this, we're going to find that that wasn't actually an issue. But yes, it'll be cylinder heads off at least. These are Nicosil cylinders. That scares me a little bit. We will measure them up and make sure they're okay. We may have to fit new rings. Hopefully we don't need to get the cylinders relined, re-Nicosiled, because I think that's going to be pretty pricey. As it is, I think the cylinder heads are going to cost me probably about $500 each to have them done. They'll be shipped away and overhauled and then sent back. When I was doing the GS1000 cylinder head, I mentioned that a lot of bikes now are using an oversized valve guide, that you need to ream the cylinder head out to accept the new guide to prevent galling. That wasn't the case on the GS, as it turns out, but it is the case on the Ducatis. And also, I think, having spoken to Gowan Lock and also Euro Twins in Brisbane, they use a different material on the guide, and I'll get some more information on that as we sort of approach that scenario. But the first job's going to be to get this engine out. So I guess we'll start that in the next episode. So until then, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and I'll catch you next time on Andy's Motorcycle Obsessions. Bye for now.